Guys, what's up? We have a new card for a very old archetype. This is not to be confused with the DD monsters that were used by Declan Akaba in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, but the very old different dimension cards. This is DD Pursuer. This is a Dark Psychic level 3 with 1500 attack and 800 defense, and its effect is you can only use this card's name's effect once per turn. As a quick effect, you can target one face-up monster you control, banish it until the end phase of your next turn. This can be useful to protect one of your other monsters, or if they have been targeted by card effects. However, as a member of that archetype, it does not do much for them. This archetype works based on banishing, and can gain effects in accordance to when they are banished, or punish your opponent by banishing their cards. Now, to properly understand them, we should have a look at what the rest of the cards can do. The first card is DD Assailant. This is an Earth Warrior level 4 with 1700 attack and 1600 defense, and its effect is, after damage calculation, when this card is destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster, banish that monster, also banish this card. Out of their monsters, I would consider this to be one of their more reliable monsters, as it has very balanced stats, so you could put this in defense mode, and if your opponent attacks into this, then they can be forced to remove their monster. The next card is DD Crazy Beast. This is an Earth Beast level 3 with 1400 attack and 1400 defense, and its effect is a monster that this card destroys as a result of battle is removed from play. This would be more useful if it had higher attack stat, as banishing can often mean your opponent cannot recover those cards. The next card is DD Crow. This is a Dark Winged Beast level 1 with 100 attack and 100 defense, and its effect is, during either player's turn, you can discard this card to the graveyard, then target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish that target. Now, out of the archetype, this has seen the most play, being able to remove a monster that your opponent has intentionally sent to the graveyard to get rid of it before they can bring it back. Out of the entire archetype itself, it is pretty much the first hand trap, as well as being splashed within pretty much every deck outside of, what it's supposed to support. The next card is DD Destroyer. This is an Earth Warrior level 4 with 1000 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is, when this card on the field is removed from play, you can select one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. This card requires you to banish it, and so can result in you having to do more work to trigger its effect. This card is DD Guide. This is a Dark Warrior level 4 with 1400 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, give control of it to your opponent. During each player's end phase, your opponent selects one card from the graveyard of this card's controller and removes it from play. This helps to force your cards to be removed from play to trigger their effects, which can include recovering them to the field. The next card is DD Esper Star Sparrow. This is a Light Warrior level 10 with 3000 attack and 1500 defense, and its effect is, there can only be one DD Esper Star Sparrow on the field. Your opponent cannot target other monsters you control with effects or for attacks. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard in face-up defense position. If summoned this way, banish it when it leaves the field. This card focuses your opponent's cards on this card, protecting your field. The next card is DD Jet Iron. This is a Light Machine level 10 with 4000 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is, cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned from your hand by sending one DD Esper Star Sparrow, Beast Warrior Puma, Phoenix Beast Garuda, and Iron Hammer the Giant from your hand and or face up from your side of the field to the graveyard. You contribute this card to target one DD Esper Star Sparrow, Beast Warrior Puma, Phoenix Beast Garuda, and Iron Hammer the Giant in your graveyard, special summon those targets. This card has a good attack, but is very problematic to bring out. This is the equivalent of a boss monster for them. Next card is DD Scout Plane. This is a Dark Machine level 2 with 800 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is once per turn during the end phase, if this card is currently banished and was banished this turn, special summon it in face-up attack position. Pair this with cards such as Macrocosmos, and this will bring itself back over and over again. The next card is DD Sprite. This is a light fairy tuner, level 1 with 0 attack and 100 defense, and its effect is you can special summon this card from your hand by removing from play one face-up monster you control. If you do, return the monster removed from play monster to the field during the next standby phase. This helps to protect an existing monster for the turn as it revives, and since it special summons itself as a tuner, this can be used to synchro summon. The next card is DD Survivor. This works similar to Scout Plane. It is a Dark Warrior level 4 with 1800 attack and 200 defense, and its effect is during the end phase, if this card was banished while face up on your side of the field this turn, special summon this banished card. This effect can only be activated once per turn. It revives itself, so can be used as a tribute summon. The next card is DD Telepon. This is an Earth Psychic level 2 with 500 attack and 1800 defense, and its effect is if this face-up card you control is banished, you can banish one psychic type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck. Then during your next standby phase, if this card is still banished, special summon that monster banished by this effect. This card can bring out Pursuer from the deck. The next card is DD Trainer. This is a Dark Fiend level 1 with 100 attack and 2000 defense, and it's a normal monster. The next card is DD Unicorn Knight. This is a Light Warrior level 4 with 1800 attack and 900 defense, and its effect is this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned if your opponent controls a monster and you control a face-up tuner monster. When this card is special summoned, this way you can select one of your removed from play level 3 or lower non-tuner monsters and special summon it. Its effects are negated. You cannot normal summon or set the turn you special summon this card. This is good if you're running a synchro-orientated deck. However, the problem is many of these cards are very mashed up and made at different times, not letting them synergize. The next card is DD Warrior Lady. This is a Light Warrior level 4 with 1500 attack and 1600 defense, and its effect is after damage calculation, when this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that monster, also banish this card. Another forced removal card. The next card is DD Warrior. This is an Earth Warrior level 4 with 1200 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is after damage calculation, when this card battles a monster, banish that monster, also banish this card. One of their smaller removal monsters. The next card is Different Dimension Master. It is a light spellcaster level 5 with 1700 attack and 1500 defense, and its effect is once per turn you can discard one spell card to special summon one of your removed from play monsters. This helps to recycle through your monsters more easily. The last card is Different Dimension Dragon. This is a light dragon level 5 with 1200 attack and 1500 defense, and its effect is this card cannot be destroyed by spell or trap effects that do not target it. This card cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that has 1900 or less attack. This card, if equipped with boosting cards, can make it strong enough to not be destroyed by battle. These are all the monsters from the archetype. As you can tell, most of them have no means of working well together. For example, say I was to tell you DD Unicorn Knight was used in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. When Team 5Ds were facing Team Unicorn in the Racing Cup. In comparison, both Esper Sparrow and Jet Iron were introduced within, I believe, episode 9 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal. As for most of the others, they were introduced much earlier, and so aren't worth running as a deck. The best you can make from this is some form of removal summoning engine through the effects of Scout Plane and Survivor to reuse them for tributes or Xyz or link summoning costs. So what do you guys think about the new Pursuer? Will it make an impact, or is it just another card for an archetype that was poorly handled to begin with? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch.